Hey there, XRP owners. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for all the love you show every day. Yes, let's look at what's going on with the price of XRP right now as we head into Wednesday morning. Any way you look at it, it's just past midnight somewhere in the world, whether you're in North America or somewhere else. It's kind of like a relief bounce, if you will. Right now, I'm sure you all know what's been going on with the market as a whole. Yesterday, there was another big liquidation. The most important thing is that Bitcoin's price broke below its low point on October 10th. We dropped below the six-figure mark. There was a lot that happened, but you can't ignore what Bitcoin is doing. In fact, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce today, so we should still keep a very close eye on Bitcoin. But let's see what's going on with XRP. At the time this change was made, XRP was worth $2.25, which is 0.5% less than it was yesterday. The value of Bitcoin is up about 2.3% to $134,500,000,000, 0 cents, and about $9,200,000,000, 0 cents worth of Bitcoin is traded every 24 hours. But before we go any further, I want to make it clear that nothing on this channel is meant to be taken as financial advice. As with any investment, you should always do your own study before putting money into crypto. Let's look at the $2,100,000,000 0 cents number for market closure. On the leverage side of things, that's a huge amount of selling that happened in the crypto markets. Once more, this is another reason why you should never use leverage when dealing. But you could see for yourself when you think about the earlier liquidations that have happened in the last few years and how they have affected the whole market. We've seen a lot worse numbers in the last 24 hours than those ones I just showed you. That's how far this market has come. That's crazy to think about. Please let me know what you think in the comments, but first read this. I know that the Bitcoin drop isn't important, just a personal thing. It looks very, very scary when Bitcoin falls below 100,000, but the numbers don't support that. See below. The fear and greed measure dropped to 21. It's clear that the news is very negative and social media goals have disappeared, but sales from exchanges are going through the roof, which means that more and more people are taking Bitcoin off of exchanges. This is a long-term trend that shows that UTXOs are losing value and are only 12% away from giving up. The hash rate is still very high, which means that miners are still strong. The steady flow of coins is going up again. It's very interesting to look at that. But, you know, what this makes me realize is that Bitcoin is clearly the leader in the crypto markets. It is the sign that comes first. As you can see, institutions are clearly after Bitcoin because they love it and plan to hold on to it for a long time. Just look at the accumulation part and the trend of accumulation that we're seeing for BTC. I think it's clear that Bitcoin will continue to be in high demand in this way. Think back to the times when quantity would be there, but demand wouldn't be. Those times are long gone. I think that demand is now much higher than supply. Oh, also, you know, the 4-year cycle, is that even still used? We'll see what happens over time. Like in a few weeks next year, it's going to be very interesting how we end the month. But that's something I also want to talk about in this report. But Donald Trump came out and put this, he tweeted it, and that's how it all started, you know? What is he drawing attention to? Crypto? You know, it is clear that the community on CT has gone crazy. People are asking, is he going to say something? Are the markets going to start going up again? What's going on here? We're not sure. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But once more, it's clear that the government shutdown is ending. I believe that's something that people are looking for. That could make the price of Bitcoin go back up. We'll see what takes place, but this tweet is something you might want to look into. However, please let me know in the comments what you think about that. Look on the bright side. Evernorth buys an extra $2.42 million, 0 cents worth of XRP, making the total amount of XRP bought to over $276,430, 0 cents before the merger. The deal price for XRP was between $2.36 and $2.53. The wrong 10 fund loaned $50 million, 0 cents XRP, which is equal to $211 million, 0 cents XRP. North isn't slowing down that much, we know. Grayscale just filed the second amendment to its XRP trust, which is now listed on NYSE, Arca, Coinbase, Custody, ARC, Custodian, Cash Creations, and Redemptions. This is backed 100% by XRP market data from CoinDesk, the XRP index, and the 170 billion plus XRP market cap, which means that institutional XRP exposure is coming in. Also, when we talk about changes, that's what was done for the XRP ETF file with Franklin Templeton. It is one of the biggest wealth managers in the world. Is this drawing attention to the fact that we're getting closer to this XRP spot ETF? I can't wait for that. At this point, I think it's going to happen. From what we can tell, I think the government shutdown needs to end before that can happen. I believe we are getting closer to the end goal of the ETF going live. I can't wait to see how the numbers do, especially with the way the market is right now. A lot of people were shocked by Solana, and I think Extra M will do the same based on the numbers from Solana. We'll see what happens. That makes me happy, but we'll see. Look at this. DBS Bank says Ripple plans to go public in 2026. Ripple is the only company whose native currency XRP is traded on the stock market. They are also in a perfect situation to take advantage of the momentum crypto IPO. We'll see what takes place. Of course, I think you'll always know more than I do. I'm sorry, but Ripple is going to go public soon. The company's probably planning this strategically, as we all know, based on their most recent moves and purchases. They always plan things out. Well, I think they already have that plan. But again, I think that would be pretty big in the crypto space. I think they'll start it at the best time, according to them. That will happen when it does. But let me know what you think in the comments. But listen to what Kraken's CEO says. The safe coin of choice will be RLUSD. It will be good enough for every business. Why do you think he's saying that? Because RLUSD is different in one way. It has clear rules for compliance with RLUST, and companies want that, right? They don't want another stable coin where people aren't sure if the reserves exists or not, blah, 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 no legal clarity, no compliance. This is where our list checks those boxes. Let's look more closely at what's going on with the XRP price. Bitcoin's share of the market rose all the way to 61.32%, which you can see for yourself. We've seen a little bit of a drop for the power, which is helping altcoins a bit. But most importantly, Bitcoin was sitting at $98,798.00. There's been a little bounce. It's possible for us to reach some of these levels, but I still don't think I'll buy it. Again, I think you should go watch the market review update. We kind of go over what happens and what I think could happen. But I want to quickly point out what I still think could be going on. Even though the price dropped below $100,000, 0 cents.